they go live, so.
Oops. I still want to know.
Whisper it into the mic so they can't hear.
Whisper sweet nothings into your ear.
Is it about a comment or what? No. An episode?
No.
Our titles?
You'll never need to know, bud.
Okay, don't forget. I want to know after.
I already forgot.
All right.
I'll try to remind you.
Yeah, we'll do our best. People at home, help remind us. What was Michael about to say?
Brought to you by Modelo.
Brought to you by Modelo.
Not really.
When we get in trouble for that, won't we?
I don't know.
Drink Modelo, please sponsor us.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry's fucking whatever this is.
Hard water. And welcome back to another episode of the WRK podcast, where we ask the questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows? Since you click on it, you already know that today we're going to be talking about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. It's pretty interesting thing. I didn't really think much about it because I just believed what my history teacher taught me in high school. Don't believe your history teachers in high school. They just teach you what the general messages. Most of the time they're good. I don't know, man. But oh shit. As always, follow us on Twitter at WRK Pod, on Instagram at WRK Podcast. Hit up the Patreon, patreon.com/WRK Pod. Help show the show that you love it.
Yeah.
Show us some love with dollar bills, y'all.
Don't be selfish.
Yeah. Share the wealth. We're trying to make this a full-time thing, and until we get adverts, your guys' patronage really helps. I don't have a whole lot. Be on the lookout. Created a new channel called WRK Games. I know Dylan's been really excited about this, as have I. And we're going to start screen capping our game nonsense and putting it on there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be another revenue stream, potentially. So, yeah, just help the show, help the company grow. That's what we're turning in.
Help us help you.
Yeah, help us help you get entertained while you're doing mundane tasks.
Right.
But yeah, as always, just hit all that shit up. If you need to find anything, WRKpodcast.com. Just hit it. Hit the website. I don't know. You guys got anything else?
God, dude, I had something really good, but I did honestly no idea. Well, we'll bring it up later. I'm sure I'll think of it, you know. Let's get into it.
All right, so we're going to be talking about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy, RFK, or Bobby Kennedy. Those are a couple of pseudonyms that he goes by, or he's talked about. God damn it, Bobby. But before we jump into that, we're just going to kind of talk about why we're talking about him, I guess. The Kennedys are a very, very powerful family, or they were a very powerful family. They were what you would consider to be like an elite family, like the Bushes and all. I mean, that level. We're not talking Rothschild level here, but we're talking like Bush family level. But they weren't like his father was like the first generation of their like eliteness. Like he was like the first gen off the boat, Irish. Like he clawed his way up to being elitist, and they were looked down on by other elitist groups. The Bohemian Grove goers thumb their noses at them. The Kennedy men who were of age at the time all fought in World War II. JFK was a war hero. His eldest brother, Joseph Kennedy Jr., was killed in action. And after the war, RFK did a 6-month tour of the world, seeing all the devastation that the world had like come to afterward. Like he was a very like humble, down to earth prep boy, I guess is like that's like how people just like he was like legit like down to earth. He's everything good about JFK without the bad shit, I guess, is what people talk. He's like JFK
Right.
2.0
Yeah.
is what people compare him to. I don't know if that's why people started calling him RFK. I don't know where that really comes from. But fun fact, while he was touring the world, he eventually visited Palestine, where the 4-year-old Sirhan, the guy who killed him, or supposedly killed him, was there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine RFK goes to Palestine and sees his assassin at the age of 4?
Right.
Like, what are the odds of that? I mean, like the fucking guy was 4 years old.
Wait,
20
how do we know? Did he like?
Well, we don't know that they ever met or anything like that.
But it's possible.
But they were in the same place at the same time.
Oh, honestly, like, what if this is off of like a TV show? He's gone back into time, or someone from the future said, "Hey, dude, if you can, go kill that guy." Okay.
There actually is a TV show where James Franco gets sent back in time to save JFK.
That's a newer show.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I can't remember what
Yeah,
it's
I
called.
watched that as well. It's like what's
It's like a cafe
when
owner.
did he die? It was like September 23rd, like 1963
Somewhere in Dallas.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
I don't remember the
Yeah,
exact
it's a good
time.
No, that's the name of the show is the time he died.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I heard of that show.
Yeah, he's got like a
June
like,
18th, 19th.
Something like that, dude.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he goes back in time. Like this cafe owner has like a magic cabinet that sends him back in time,
I thought it sounded in Narnia.
and he can't. The guy can't go back because he's gone back so many times. He's been like reliving the last like 8 years over and over again for like ever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. But
Jesus Christ. It's
but I mean,
James
like, what are
Franco.
the odds that like they're in the same place at the same time 20 years before this Sirhan cat shows up to kill him?
It would be weird, but you know, he traveled the world.
Yeah,
It depends how much of the world he actually traveled. I think if we actually narrowed it down to how much of the world he traveled, probably not every part of the world, but
yeah, probably
that's-
not in 6 months.
But I mean,
Unless you're Jackie Chan from that fucking was that
Around
movie
the World in
around the
80
world in it?
Days.
Yeah,
yeah.
He could do it.
But
with the hot air
I mean,
balloon.
6
That movie's
months.
so fucking.
If you only have 6 months to go visit the world, though, you know what? That is a pretty good coincidence, you know?
Yeah, and the fact that the guy, like the person that killed him, was literally there.
Killed him.
Yeah, killed him. Quotation marks there, but yeah. Like, could you just like, oh, hey, Bobby. The next time I see you, I'm gonna kill you.
Imagine him just like walking up and seeing this kid, seeing the kid, and he goes up to him. He's like, "Hey, sport, how you doing?" And he just looks up to him like, "I'm gonna kill you." And then like he's like, "Ah, sure you are, sport," and walks off.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sirhan had things planned.
Like he's oh, the next time our paths cross, you're gonna die.
What
Like,
if it was like
For
what,
real.
What was that movie? Princess Bride or whatever. It was like, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Right.
yeah.
That's probably what happened.
The six-fingered man.
Oh man,
This
fuck
is
that guy.
this has been coming. For
The
a
ladies
long
love
time.
him. The men want to be him. The 6-fingered man.
Yeah.
But I mean, for real though, that's like some cartoon fortune teller shit. The 3 sisters from Hercules are behind this plot. I fucking swear to God.
They got something to do with it.
Yeah, it's just fucking nuts. So after he's touring the war in 1948, he gets accepted to the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia, and he finishes a law degree in 3 years there. So I mean, he's like a smart cat. Like, he's a smart guy. He uses his law degree to take on unions and the mafia, which is what he did as the attorney general as well. So like it's like a common misconception that he got the attorney general position just because JFK was his brother, and he just
Right.
like everyone calls it nepotism. He is a very intelligent, so like he was 48 or something like that when he was the presidential candidate. He's a smart guy, and he's hella qualified for it. And JFK trusted him, so that's why he was the attorney general. He's like
right.
top lawyer in the country.
Why wouldn't you?
And his brother's the president.
Why wouldn't you
trust
appoint
him?
Yeah, if you're trusted by your family,
Especially if you're the Kennedy family, can't trust anyone, dude. Like their dad was in debt to the mob. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, I think we'll do another JFK assassination revisited now that the show's getting better than it was when we first did it. But don't you remember, like, we talked about his dad, like, what was it? 2,000 people or something like that were dead ended up voting in Illinois, which got JFK, like, the nomination.
Really?
Yeah. There's some weird shit.
I
along
remember
those
that
lines.
now.
I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but it's some
It
weird
was
shit
a lot.
like that.
I remember that. It was like, holy shit.
I wanted to say 20,000, but I think that's a stretch.
Dude,
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but he was a very smart guy. In 1950, he married Ethel Skakel.
Ethel Skakel?
Yeah, she was banging, dude. She's a smoke show. They had 10 kids. She was still hot after that. It was crazy. Crazy fucking Kennedy life, dude.
Ugh.
I wonder how many illegitimate kids he had, though.
More than that.
More than 10, probably.
I mean, back in that day, Jesus.
This is back in, like, the early days of Planned Parenthood.
Right.
The number one abortion tool in that day was a flight of stairs, dog.
Goat hanger.
Yeah.
Punch to the gut.
It's just crazy.
Did they have trampolines back then?
I would hope so. It would be a shitty childhood without a trampoline. So the Kennedys were known for in their time for being very anti-secret society or anti-elitist. They're actively fighting organized crime and political corruption. The two brothers, JFK and RFK, were seen as champions of the poor and champions of change. Both were assassinated. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, they were kind of killing everybody back then.
yeah.
I mean, Martin Luther King was killed, 2 months before RFK?
Yeah.
Some stupid shit like that. We're
Wow.
just killing
Yeah,
everybody.
and RFK
dude.
was like a champion. Like, he was huge with the whole civil rights movement. He was, like, heavily
Yeah,
involved in
exactly.
that. Just
I wonder if you go back and look at a physical timeline, be able to see all of the people in power, all of their deaths in the timeline, and actually pick out which ones were fighting for
Dude,
actual shit. It would be a crazy amount.
when we buy our house and rebuild the studio, I literally put the wall behind you guys instead of it being that closet. It could just be like a fucking chartboard
Fucking
along the whole wall.
Dude,
Yeah, with
pins.
pins and rope.
Well,
That'd be badass.
we'd have our own little spider web, dude. We're gonna fucking cross shit back to the fucking 1800s, dude.
But both the Kennedy boys were assassinated when all they wanted to do was change the system and fuck hot chicks. That's all they wanted to do.
That's all. Well, I mean,
In that life. Have 11 kids, procreate.
Yeah, I know, right?
He had the money too. He just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, RFK was known to be way more radical than John Kennedy was. He was more of a Fight Club approach to it, where it's like the end of Fight Club when they blow the shit up,
right.
just burn it all down and rebuild it. So I'm thinking, oh my god, RFK was literally Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah,
Pretty
much.
straight up.
all those movies are about him.
So the former attorney general and senator of New York was declared the winner of South Dakota and California primaries earlier that evening, and he was on track to become the Democratic presidential candidate. And this is where we get into his death and where shit gets really fucking weird. So put on your party pants because it's about to go. It's when I was looking into all this shit, my head popped like a fucking champagne bottle. It was nuttier than all it could be. So on June 5th, 1968, Robert Francis Kennedy, better known as RFK or Bobby, was shot and mortally wounded shortly after midnight at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, California. He was there giving a victory speech, and 26 hours later, he was pronounced dead. So he was alive for 26 hours after he was shot in the head.
Right.
Ow.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
they did a lot. They were trying very hard to keep, like, the doctors were trying so hard to keep him alive. It blows my fucking mind.
Probably literally killing other patients in the hospital to try and
Well, he got shot in the head with a .22.
So it just
So,
bounced around.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, he had, like, I think they said, like, 14 hours of neurosurgery just trying to get the
Christ.
bone fragments and metal shrapnel out of his brain. They just basically couldn't at that point, and he kept getting worse and worse. So they called it, basically. They just let him die.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But when he got there, they literally got his heartbeat regular again just by chest compressions. Like, there was a
But
like,
they
like
just-
in ER when you see when they bring someone in and, like, the nurse jumps on top and starts doing chest compressions right away.
Right.
That's what happened with him. It's, from what I've read, is a crazy day at the fucking office for those cats, I tell you.
Right.
He was
Right.
shot point blank in the back of the head, right?
Yes, and we will get into that. It's very important to remember that he was shot point blank in the back of the head. So he was shot 3 times in the right armpit, in the back of his neck, with a fatal gunshot wound ended up being right behind his right ear. And it's all important that everything happened on his right side too. With the mortal shot, the doctor said that the gun was fired, or the coroner said the gun was fired within an inch of his skull. The shot to the head.
Do you think they'd have? I mean, they'd probably have a good idea, I guess. Right. I'm just wondering, like, back then, what information would they have?
Well, they would go off of, like,
Other
the-
cases,
they'd
obviously
go off of the, like, burnt skin from the
Mm-hmm.
gunpowder discharge. Being closer to the barrel would give you more. of
Wait,
a-
what'd they say? They said how far again?
within an inch.
Within an inch. Mother of God.
Yeah, stayed alive for 26 hours after getting. I mean, it's a 22, but still, 22.
22 will kill somebody, man.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I wish I had more time to get to, like, actually look into this, but from an inch though, I mean that's crazy as fuck. We'll see. I'm hoping.
Well, and the crazy thing is the autopsy goes against the official story. The official story.
yeah,
The
well,
autopsy
official
is
story is
physically impossible because
Right.
of the autopsy.
right.
And we'll get into that. It's just really important to remember before we get into it that the coroner said the fatal shot was within an inch of his head. So his death led to it's the reason why now presidential candidates are protected by Secret Service, because he had to hire his own security and he only had 3 security guards with him at the time. He was supposed to, after his speech, go out into the group, into the ballroom, and greet his supporters, go with his fan base and shit, when William Barry stopped him and said that the plans had been changed and they were going a different way. So the original plan, he goes through the ballroom, he's safe, he's alive. And that's that's what was announced. He was going to greet everyone that was there,
Mm-hmm.
hang out with them, party.
Yeah.
But there was a press conference that they wanted to go to instead, a supposed press conference on the other side of the hotel. So they drag him through the kitchen of the hotel instead of going through the ballroom. William Barry, his head of security, one of his 3 agents, one was a former professional football player, the other one was like a triathlete. So they're not like other than William, other than William Barry, they're not high level security guards.
They're not
Right.
like
They're
they're
by
not-
any means.
Yeah.
It was
It's not.
super
It's
cheap.
not Liam Neeson. Okay. So they make their way through the crowd and head into the kitchen. As Kennedy goes to shake a busboy named Juan Romero, Sirhan, I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name because it looks so weird, approaches and fires his gun. So this kid was planning on shooting Kennedy, is the story. He's planning on killing him. he wouldn't be waiting in the fucking kitchen. He'd be in the ballroom or outside the ballroom waiting to shoot him because that's where Bobby Kennedy was supposed to fucking be the whole time. He was supposed to be in the fucking
Right.
ballroom.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
why was dude sitting in the pantry?
Yeah.
Or in the
He was
kitchen?
hiding behind a fucking ice machine in the hallway in the kitchen.
Right.
Wait. So Sirhan is the guy that was the busboy.
No, he didn't work there. He was just there to
So
shoot him.
So the timeline was he went to go shake a hand of a busboy and Sirhan.
That's when the guy shot him or shot at him. I personally don't think that Sirhan ever hit him with a bullet.
Didn't they say that he killed like 3 people and then?
Well, he shot
There was
5
more-
people.
yeah.
Yeah, or
he shot
something like
5 other people
with the 22 revolver.
with 8 chambers. Yeah.
Man, I mean, well, wait. So they're saying that 5 other people were hurt in the story that he was in the kitchen. Would there be 5 other people?
There were
that he-
77 people in the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Easy targets.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could
Okay,
kill.
so-
I could kill more than 5 with 8 bullets. That guy
Interesting.
honestly didn't even try that hard. I could have closed my eyes.
Well, and 6 of the shots that he fired, he was tackled to the ground.
Mm.
So 6 of the shots that he fired, he was on the ground getting tackled and
That'd be
restrained.
tough. I take it back.
Shot
maybe.
6
off
of them?
6 of them.
And how many shots were in RFK?
3
And you're
behind
asking
him.
out of an 8-shot revolver. That
Yep.
doesn't add up right there.
Yeah. So, on top of that I mean, it does add up if every single bullet hit someone, because 5 people got shot, 3 of them, well, 6 people did, but 3 of the shots were in RFK. So
That doesn't make sense.
1,
That's
2,
9.
3 in RFK, then one other person. Yeah, it's 8, isn't it?
No, you said
Or
6.
RFK is involved in this 5 probably.
You
Yeah.
say he was he said he did 6 shots when he was on the ground.
If you ever,
None of the people that tackled him got shot though.
bro, if you were with me and loaded the one that I had,
And that thing takes time to load that thing.
Yeah, he
dude.
never. Oh, we'll get into the amount of shots that were fired because it's not 8. There were not 8
that's
shots
what I'm
fired.
saying. It's gotta be 8, more than 8, because
Incredible.
Yeah, it's
good info.
okay. So let's jump into Sirhan. Like from the start, don't trust anyone who has the same name as their first name and last name.
Well, I was gonna say, is he related to my buddy from high school, Pecan?
It's pecan.
Right.
But I just want to throw that out there. It's the most. It's almost
Sorry
as
for
weird
this
as like your first name being your last name spelled backwards. We're looking at you, Stanley Yelnats, you fucking hole digging motherfucker.
That motherfucker.
Wait, what?
Stanley Yelnats from Holes.
His name was spelled backwards.
Yeah, Stanley and Yelnats.
That's how Zero knew it was this.
Yeah, that's how he knew it was his treasure, dog.
Duh.
You
Have you never even seen the movie?
I've seen the movie when I was a kid and didn't give a fuck about anything.
That
You didn't
was
read
a
the
great
book?
fucking movie, dude, and book.
So wait, which one
The
is
main
Stanley?
character
in
of
the-
Holes.
The main
Shia LaBeouf is Stanley Yelnats.
If you spell his
The
name
third.
backwards.
Yeah, his name's spelled backwards and forward.
Dude, we're gonna have to talk.
They're
about this for like an hour afterwards.
they're in that hole with the yellow spotted lizards all around
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
And he goes, Stanley, isn't your name spelled backwards as it is forward? The little homeless kid?
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
he says that.
Hector Zeroni.
Yeah, Hector Zeroni.
Was his fucking grandma.
This
Oh,
is
you-
like.
fucking blowing up his childhood, dude. You don't even know.
You will carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain. Dude, that scene always freaked me the fuck out. When she's just like laughing and it's just like a dissipating picture of her face.
smoking her fucking clove cigarette and shit.
Oh god.
It's too hard to remember all this shit. I'm too messed up to even try and fathom it. I'm just gonna say we're gonna have to watch some clips after this. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, you gotta dig up them holes.
Yeah.
So
Fuck
Sirhan
you. Fuck you for making that joke.
Sirhan was the man who quote unquote pulled the trigger. He was a Palestinian immigrant who was not an American citizen yet. So just the fact that he had the revolver is illegal.
You're right.
And he supposedly hated RFK because RFK supported Israel, is what the official story is. But that's word of mouth. I've never seen anything about RFK supporting Israel, and I've been deep diving this for a week. supposedly he was going to give them 75 bombers, but there's like nothing that supports that. That's just something that someone said at one point. It's like, yeah, well, old Bobby, he told me that we're going to give them 75 bombers to kill off them Palestinians.
That happens.
Which it could be true,
You see
but
what's
that's
happening
word
now.
of mouth, and the word of mouth is supporting the official story when the official story doesn't make physical sense. So it's just something that Cousin Lenny threw in there, you know?
Motherfucking Lenski.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, it is.
So they found a journal in Sirhan's house that said shit like RFK must die before June 5th. And then it just repeatedly says RFK must die, RFK must die, RFK must die several times on pages just like written like, you know, those scary movies, Insidious, Insidious when it's like, I'm going to rip your
When he's
throat out, you
blacked
bitch.
out,
And it's
like
just like
blacked
big
out drunk.
letters. Yeah, just like, I'm going to rip your throat out, you stupid bitch. You bitch. I'm going to kill you, you bitch. Why
He's
are you
fucking
here?
writing it with his toes.
That's what the journal is. And that's where it starts getting like really fucking sketchy for me, where it's Cousin Lenny is like, yeah, and then we put a journal in his house. It's
Right.
just-
Put some newspaper clippings in his fucking suit.
yeah, he found a note in his pocket that said that he did this because they were giving the Israel's bombing
Yeah.
airplanes and shit like that. Like, it's believed that the journal writing was inspired by a shortwave radio transmission that was broadcasted just to him to hypnotize him and write it, because he was fascinated with shortwave radio, and he had like one in his room that he tinkered with all the time, but he has no memory of having the journal ever. And this he's suspected of being involved like an MK Ultra fucking
Really?
test subject. Yeah.
So that's where my idea was going, dude. You fucking never know, bro. But why? I feel like,
Dude, but it gets like weird. Like the fact that he's an MK Ultra dude kind of makes sense. His story does.
right? Oh, for sure. If they like, we don't have the ability to blame stuff on magic, like, but people back in the day would just blame stuff on magic, because how else would you explain something? In our day and age, when something like this happens, like, we blame it on hypnotism, dog. You know, it's our only way to blame it on that. Like, some guy doesn't remember anything. Otherwise, he's bipolar or fucked up. You know.
Well, I mean, so this is why people think that he was an MK Ultra agent, is because he was hired to ride horses at a ranch in California near Pasadena, where even though he had little experience riding horses, he was hired to. He was like a farmhand, and he dreamed of being a jockey. Because he's a really small dude. He's like 5'5" and weighed like 100 pounds, like tiny dude.
Right.
And so he dreamed of being a jockey, and he loved horses, but he couldn't ride horses very well. And he ended up falling off of the horses so many times that he had to be hospitalized. And his family said that he was gone for 2 weeks. He doesn't remember any of the time that he was gone. But the hospital records show that he was checked out the day after he was checked in.
Really?
Yeah. So this is where people think that the CIA got their hands on him. They drugged him and moved him to a facility because he's gone for 2 weeks.
Right.
Just dead ass gone.
Weird. I want to hear more about that.
I wish there was more about that, but no one remembers anything. He was just gone.
So he was.
Right. Like,
I don't know. How do you think they choose their fucking victim? Like, why
Why do you think
they-
it's a coincidence that the fucking person that ended up shooting him was in the same town as RFK 20 years before?
was he
Where he
was
fought,
filming with
where
him, or
RFK
just, like-
fought for the army that destroyed their country and gave it to the Jews.
yeah. I
Wait, you're
guess.
talking. This is in theory that Sirhan. Sorry, I'm just like trying to make sure. You're talking about Sirhan. That he's the shooter.
Like legitimately hypnotized.
Like they
like
they
MK
picked
Ultra.
him. Like they picked him because of his background. His background was
the perfect fucking fit for this fucking.
But how does
story
that
They
work?
wanted to portray. Just like with all these
No,
fucking
but like
Star
I mean, like
shooters,
compared,
dude.
how does that work compared to where Sirhan? I don't want to go forward in this, but where Sirhan was standing, right, compared to the fucking other guy.
Because Sirhan was 3 to 6 feet from RFK the entire time of the shooting, and RFK, all of his bullet wounds were point blank.
Right.
That's why
That's what I'm saying,
That's why the
but-
positioning of the shots are important.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But you guys think Sirhan was chosen to be one of the members, even though
He's a
not
patsy.
Yeah,
He
was out.
He's the brown guy there with a gun with a dead presidential candidate.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're talking about the '60s here too. So
I'm back in it. I fucking. I am out. Sometimes I'm gonna need some extra explaining, especially for this episode. I have not done my research. This is. I want to get to the bottom though. This sounds juicy as fuck.
So Sirhan was examined for more than 60 hours by a Harvard Medical School professor with vast expertise in like forensic psychiatry and hypnosis. In the he wrote a lengthy affidavit filed for Sirhan's appeal in 2011. Daniel P. Brown is his name. Concluded that Mr. Sirhan did not act under his own violation and knowledge at the time of the assassination and is not responsible for actions coerced or carried out by others. So a guy whose job is literally to study people that have been hypnotized said this guy didn't do it by his own free will.
He was hypnotized, is what they were saying.
Yeah.
Did they have a lot of? But you're saying, so was this guy's main job to study people that were hypnotized, or like just
That's like he's like a doctor in it, like a forensic.
What kind of tests would they have? What kind of tests do you think they'd have back in the day for that?
Well, this is more modern. Like this is 2011. Like this dude's still sitting in jail.
Interesting. But yeah, I mean,
the perfect subject for a hypnosis program.
Wouldn't that make sense too? Like they're gonna for MK Ultra, like you're getting picked if you're susceptible as fuck. Like that's probably the people they have is doing it.
Well, what they do what we know about MK Ultra is they pump you full of drugs. I mean, we'll do an MK Ultra episode at some point. I know we've been talking about doing that for like a year and a half now. But they pump you full of drugs and hypnotize you and repeat.
Right.
For every hour that you're awake, you're either pumped full of drugs or hypnotized for days and days and days and days.
But honestly, if to the point
where like someone says a word and you're a different fucking person.
But like think about it. Modern day hypnosis try and get you to stop smoking and stop eating to become fat. It's like what they're doing it wrong. Make drugs legal so they can drug us and hypnotize us. And I feel like it would work a lot better. You know?
I mean,
and then we become Cybermen.
In a way, yeah, but I mean, you don't. It doesn't matter. You can go to a guy to fucking hypnotize you that you trust. You're pumped full of drugs. I'm pretty sure your mind is very susceptible when you're on drugs.
Oh, definitely.
You could get hypnotized by fucking watching like Barney on the TV.
the amount of things that I believe when I'm high is just fucking out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Just think if you were like to be tripping on a drug
and fucking, and then they fucking were to fucking give you this information.
dude, you would think that it was so fucking real.
We need to run some experiments. We need to buy some hallucinogens quick and try and hypnotize each other. You guys can tell me to stop eating before I fucking blow up.
Well, say the only way you could eat was with a funnel and applesauce.
Well, you gotta tell me that when I'm tripping, dog. You can't tell me
Okay.
that now.
Oh, sorry.
I'll keep that in mind.
Sirhan still to this day claims that he doesn't remember, or he remembers everything from June 5th, 1968, except for the shooting incident. Which is fucking crazy because people that kill famous people are always like all about it. Like, oh yeah, I did that. Well,
Like they had motives, but it's like
they're like proud of it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but see, that's where it's Yeah.
Except for the Clintons, because they just deny.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it nowadays.
But I mean, who knows? But I mean, if his story somewhat checks out, like, you know, maybe he was some hypnotized or something. You know, that you said they did tests. I mean, fuck. Why not hypnotize him again to find it out? I believe like hypnosis is real.
The original study, they made him do all kinds of weird shit. Like they put him in a old timey jail cell, made him climb on it like it was monkey bars.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird shit.
That sounds really interesting. It's too bad there weren't cameras back then.
There were cameras back then.
Wait, when?
In the 60s?
Yeah, there was definitely cameras in the 60s.
No, I mean
dude.
like they couldn't get. Wait, could they get video?
Yeah, they
but it was big as
videotaped his
fuck.
brother getting killed like 5 years earlier.
But it was big as fuck. Like, it wasn't like cell phones. Like, we can't just fucking.
No, I understand. I just don't know when they fucking introduced like motion picture, dude. Not that intelligent.
They had motion picture back then.
They had like.
Fucking film reels.
Super 8.
So do we have actual footage then? Like that blows my mind. Do we have footage of him climbing around? Like did they
No.
document it?
No, it's all everything.
I'm sure
Everything
they
about this entire story is word of mouth.
Yeah.
Because it all happened in like 6 minutes in a hallway in a hotel kitchen.
So the official story is saying that official Emma says hello.
Yeah, the official story is that
He was in the kitchen. You don't think he's in the kitchen?
no, he is. He's in the kitchen.
believe
He's
he's-
hiding behind an ice machine. Yeah,
No, okay.
because that's where he got tackled and arrested.
I don't know. Before you sounded like the official story may have.
No,
been
it doesn't
different.
make sense because if he was there to assassinate him, he wouldn't be in the kitchen
Right.
unless someone
Yeah,
put him
yeah.
there. Unless someone that knew that RFK was going to be shot put him in the kitchen
Mm-hmm.
because RFK was supposed to be in the crowd mingling with his supporters. He was never supposed. It was a last minute thing. He was never supposed to be He was never supposed to be there.
Right, until the last minute call to go to a press conference. Who was it? The one that told him? Was it
It was the Barry dude.
that head security guard?
Yeah, William Barry, the former FBI agent.
Now I'm trying to remember, just real quick. Who is it that Kennedy's son calls out? I'm trying to remember real quick. Who is it that he calls out?
He called out Theon. What's his name? I got it right here. Thane Eugene Cesar.
Cesar. That's right.
The security guard.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, they called him the Manchurian candidate for the hypno program because he did anything they wanted him to when they ran the tests on him and shit. I don't know. It's crazy. There was also this girl who is now famed girl in the polka dot dress. If you type that in Google, it brings it right up. It literally, the first thing is just
Wait,
The
wasn't
art-
it? I thought it was. Wasn't it like strawberry shortcake or something?
What?
Some other. That just doesn't sound right. I think I remember
No.
hearing about girl in the polka dot dress.
That's
I
the
thought it
girl
was
in the
like
polka dot dress.
thought it was something about some chick that was like blonde hair or something. Like
thinking about Marilyn Monroe.
no.
We'll do an
Anyways,
episode
we'll just-
on her though. Pretty
we'll-
excited about that.
We'll keep it going. Just keep it going.
Yeah, the girl in the polka dot dress. You type girl in polka dot dress in Google, and it brings up the RFK assassination wiki page. It's like that level of infamous, I guess. I don't know.
So explain. Let's hear
So
it.
people have accused her. She was never caught. No one knows who she is. She's accused of being the handler, the one that put him under hypnosis right before the assassination. Even has been accused of being the one that fired the fatal shot, but no one saw her do anything. They just saw her with Sirhan Sirhan. He was at the event with her.
Like the whole
and then he-
they showed up together.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
he ended
so
up in the kitchen.
what about Kennedy's campaign?
Advisor lady that said she saw the polka dot dress lady
Running from the scene, saying,
Saying we killed him over and
Yeah,
over
exactly,
again, just running
exactly.
around. Yeah.
What-
Yeah, I don't know.
what?
Yeah. The girl.
What?
There were a couple eyewitnesses that said that they saw a girl in a polka dotted dress screaming, we killed him," and then ran out of the building.
Dude.
I don't
Fucking crazy.
understand.
So was it Sirhan, or was it the fucking security guard, dude?
That's where I'm thinking it. It's
That's
Right,
where the signs
security
point
guard,
is
yeah.
security guard.
And they just placed placed
He's
this
a
dude in
patsy.
there. Yeah, dude, they placed him in there and fucking he got tackled, shot pop, 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 off the fucking side.
Like
'cause he
while
just-
someone else is shooting fucking a 22, like really close. Like 22 is
Dude.
not gonna make.
the security guard would just bang bang and then fucking walk back or something.
Well, didn't you? How many shots?
There's
shot
more.
wounds.
We'll
How
get
many-
into the security.
Just
guard,
real
but
quick again. How many shot wounds were there's one to the skull?
There were
You
three,
say how many?
three gunshot wounds in RFK. And
Oh,
there are
one
other-
under the armpit.
Yeah, one
the skull.
one in the armpit, one in the back of the neck, and one behind his right ear.
One in the back of the neck and behind his right ear. Okay.
Yep. And,
easy. You give me
yeah.
a gun. Let me hold it
Dude,
an
it
inch
would be-
away from someone. It pop.
Dude,
you know,
it'd be
it'd
cool
that
as
easy.
fuck to go to these fucking places and like try to reenact what happened, dude.
Yeah, it'd be
Dude,
nuts.
that would be cool as fuck, you know?
Yeah, but if you actually make a successful show doing that, like eventually you're gonna die.
So
Eventually they're gonna kill you
subscribe
off.
to our fucking Patreon and we'll make it happen.
We're gonna die someday.
So-
I've already accepted that.
So one of the witnesses, guy that helped subdue Sirhan, is a guy named George Plimpton. It's a weird
Okay.
name. It's a really weird name. All these people have weird ass fucking names, dude.
This
But
whole story was made up.
he
dude.
described, yeah. Someone wrote this in a novel and just made it happen.
Yeah.
He said that Sirhan seemed peaceful. This is all supports the he's hypnotized. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on theory. Is he said that he had a blank glassed over look on his face, and it looked like he wasn't even able to control his own mind when they were subduing him. That's what he took out of the situation.
And he would be one of the people that was like, obviously, like, this is the guy, like, let's get him. But
Yeah.
he just,
And according to the 77 people that eyewitnessed the event, Sirhan was at all times 3 to 6 feet away from RFK and fired 2 shots before being tackled and fired 6 more shots from under the pile.
wait, how many did you say? 2 shots and
2
then
shots
6
before he
under
was
the
tackled
pile?
and then 6 under the pile.
Right.
So when he was under the pile, one of those shots must have still came up and hit Kennedy then because he had 3 shots in him.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But even then, like, let's
I
see,
know, right?
where is it? One's
So
in
the
the
theory- the
armpit.
theory-
Okay, here's the thing, though. This has been bugging me the whole time, you know? I keep imagining someone getting shot in their armpit. And I'm just like, man, how would that happen? Someone would, like, tickle a gun in your armpit and then shoot you. But, like, now it makes sense. The guy was tackled to the ground. Perfect shot. Perfect angle to the armpit, you know? I'm just saying. Not saying it's what happened, but
It's also the perfect angle for someone behind you to shoot you at when you're trying to get away from a guy shooting a gun.
Exactly.
I mean, well, I don't think
Especially-
I don't think the angle matters for him. If he's shooting him from like an inch away, I don't think it doesn't matter what angle you got. You're there, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's just a struggle shot is what it would be.
Mhm.
You're in a struggle and you pull your trigger.
It would be easy though for him to like go down, fire 6 shots, have the security guard, which is the conspiracy, you know, dream of that is who is it. Fucking his son fucking posts on there saying that he did it. Like, I mean, I think we got a lot of people backing this idea right now, you know?
Yeah, so I don't think a single bullet from Sirhan's gun hit him. Very improbable.
No way.
Especially if all of the bullet wounds were from behind him and Sirhan was facing him.
How do we? That's weird.
Unless we're living in this weird wanted, world where Angelina Jolie can curve bullets.
So earlier in the cast, you were saying about how people think that there were more than 8 shots fired.
Yes.
What's the official count for the highest?
Okay, so there's an audio recording of the event That's not public, but people who have viewed it have said that there are 11 shots fired.
11.
So Sirhan shoots off 8 rounds. None of them hit RFK,
Yeah.
but there's still 3 shots unaccounted for.
Right.
Which is
And
and if you were a trained fucking person, that'd be pretty fucking easy.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is where the story gets fucking crazy, guys. Like, the fatal wound is all the wounds are behind RFK, with the barrel nearly touching him. And Sirhan is recorded by 70 odd people being 3 to 6 feet away the entire time.
So who are these bodyguards that he has?
The 2 retired athletes and the FBI agent that brought him through the kitchen instead of through the ballroom.
Okay.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
So they're not trained enough to do those 3 shots. Fucking yeah.
Well, those guys are all tackling Sirhan.
Oh, are
they're
they?
not with him.
Oh, okay.
So those 3 guards plus 3 security members from the hotel are all tackling. So there's a literal dog. There's 6 people on this fucking almost midget that weighs 100 pounds.
Right.
And one of them's a pro football player.
A horse jockey wannabe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's where. But okay, so
So RFK is running
And on the fucking someplace else right now, and then bang bang,
Yeah.
3
And why-
more shots.
You know why it didn't get investigated? Because they fucking successfully killed another Kennedy. Is why the only reason there was
Oh,
never
yeah.
an investigation into it, other than Sirhan's.
Oh yeah, dude. That's fucking crazy.
dude, and like
So
I don't know.
This is the crazy part. So I mean, it gets crazier. So all 8 shots that he fired hit someone.
hit someone else.
All 8 shots. So every single
And they weren't the people that were tackling
a
him.
shitty revolver hits 8 out of 8 and kills RFK, gets 8 out of 8 shots, kills RFK 3, then he shoots 5 more people. It's fucking insane.
Wait. What's the official amount of other people that got hit?
There's 5 people that got shot.
So there's
And
5.
some of them
people-
weren't even in the same direct, like they were in the opposite direction too.
I mean, okay, there's
It's-
5 people that got shot, and there's 8 bullets in the gun, and there's 3 in RFK.
That's 8.
Yeah. So boom, gets tackled, boom, one more time, and then gets tackled and then shoots 5 people in the other direction. I don't think that's how it would fucking go.
Well, I just don't
Right.
Especially when 6 of the shots
Right.
are when he's buried underneath other people.
Exactly. How's
That's-
he gonna get one
That's
more?
what I'm trying to explain.
How's he
How
gonna get
he gets
one
one in this
more?
direction, one more.
Do they?
off in this
Okay,
direction.
they say 6 shots were fired when he was under the control of people. When
Yeah.
was that first shot? Do
The
we know when
first-
that
the first
first
two-
shot was fired?
When he was shaking the busboy's hand, was when the first shot was fired,
But then he gets
and then he
I mean-
fires off a
or when
second
the-
shot. gets
not the
tackled.
first, the third shot. Fires off to. Are they saying it was when he was underneath all those people when he was like falling down and was like bam, and then
I mean, yeah, that's what the official story is.
not saying that I believe that, but
But yeah,
the numbers add up both ways though, you know. What a
Yeah, but
weird-
then there's 3 extra shots that aren't accounted for.
right,
And how many times did RFK get shot? 3 fucking times.
right.
Mhm.
That's why I say I don't think Sirhan ever fucking shot him.
No, not at all.
I don't think he even got close.
Yeah, an untrained.
This is
Yeah,
what I was
dude.
thinking though. Why
They
have
saw
a
him
guy
from a mile away. He
Like
was
his brother said that they went to the shooting range like 3 times, and then the next thing you know, he's shooting up RFK.
Yo, but listen, so how does this guy
he probably
how does he not hit him though? If there's 3 bullet wounds in RFK, like why did they only
Because the
have-
bullet wounds are in the back, and RFK was facing him. So
I
it'd be
know.
like me shooting
No,
you
I
right
know
here,
that.
and the bullet goes through
I
your
know.
back.
No. What I'm saying is why are they having him miss? Why if he's 3 to 6 feet away?
I mean, it's not like they can make
they
him a
would've been-
perfect shot.
they would've
just
been
because
all
they
right.
3 to
hypnotize
6
him.
feet away.
They probably
the-
would have been all right with him shooting him, but he
Yeah,
didn't.
he
so
just didn't
he
hit
missed.
him.
He missed, so they were like, "Oh fuck!" And then like somebody else was like, "Oh fuck, clean it up." Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
see that makes oh shit! I gotta
Cousin-
I gotta
Cousin
go.
Lenny, dude, was like, "Oh fuck, I gotta clean this one up too."
Yeah, that's kind of cousin Lenny. See, that's where I was
Because
like,
I could see this dude actually going and trying to fucking kill fucking RFK and fucking not succeeding on some fucking weak ass shit, like
That's where I was confused.
he fucking bombed Palestine, I'm gonna go kill him, and then da 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 da.
Yeah,
And
the
then
fact that he didn't shoot him is just because he was a bad
was
shot.
a piece of shit,
Yeah,
and then
But then they said he was standing. The reports say he was standing 3 to 6 feet away. I mean, me to 6 feet away is me to that corner.
Yeah, but it's
Even
also
if
a
I'm-
really shitty pistol.
and that's also not gonna put fucking
And
burn
he was-
spots on your fucking.
and he was moving while he was shooting.
right.
Running with a shitty pistol, untrained, shooting.
I mean, I'm not saying he obviously had to miss. Maybe you're under hypnosis. Like people under hypnosis that do things before, like they don't always look, like they're able to do something well. They always look drowsy. So yeah, I mean, I totally see him missing, but 3 to 6 feet away, it's just one of those things. Like people who would want him to kill someone you could probably hypnotize someone to get good at shooting a gun.
I mean, you're probably right.
Well, I mean, if you wanted him to actually kill him, you would have made him wait. That's why I'm saying I think it's just a pack. Because I mean,
Yeah, dude.
it's a 22.
They knew he wasn't gonna
Like-
fucking be able to do it.
Yeah,
They knew he
he was
was
just there to be arrested.
He was-
That's
right,
the
exactly,
only reason he
right.
was there.
He was there to fucking get.
But that's where
The people
that's
away
where
from-
cousin Lenny comes in. Like they don't think about that shit, saying that. Well, what are they gonna think about where the bullets went in? And they just
Well,
didn't
dude, it
think
was the
about
fucking
that.
60s, dude. They didn't fucking have the technology.
It doesn't matter if it's the 60s or fucking now. Cousin Lenny's got his hands in everything, dude. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just there to just be like, fuck this. Like, I don't give a shit what evidence we leave behind. Like, let's just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he was literally just there to be it's the 60s. So
Right.
pardon my vulgarism, but he was there to be the brown guy with the gun.
What if?
That's
if it's-
literally the only reason that guy was there.
what if it's just like today, like nowadays today? What if they're just so sloppy right now? Is because it's just a bunch of old people that don't understand the internet, and they're just fucking just super sloppy with it because, I mean,
I feel like
They
at that point, though, at this day and age, you'd have the money to be smart, to be like, I'm going to pay for advisors, people who can,
But that's just
But it
more
never-
people.
it
That's just
never-
more people. You gotta fucking.
It never
trust.
makes sense though, even if you had, see, that's where I'm thinking, like, you think you would have people that are smart enough to say, dude, this is a dumb, like, do you not understand the evidence you're leaving for everyone to figure out? But
yeah,
I feel like people are just
I feel
like,
like people didn't like a lot of time. I feel like people don't expect there to. I feel like they want think their plan's going to go through so well
right.
that it's never going to be questioned. I think that's
Mhm.
more. I don't think it's necessarily that people don't understand that some nerds on the internet are going to figure it out.
Right.
I think it's just they.
I'm trying to call
Think
us
they-
nerds.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I think they figure that. I got called a nerd last night, dude. It was crazy. But I think that it's just people thinking that their plan is so ironed out that no one's gonna officially quit. Because if you have 100 people saying, "Oh, well, this isn't right," but you got 1 million people screaming that,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
guess.
numbers game.
You're right.
Which is why
You
it's
know how
like
hard it is to convince 1 million people one thing.
You know how hard it is to convince one person.
Exactly.
Dude, people are so set in their ways.
Well, they used to. What's crazy though is, they had media. Media fucking was another mind control for them. And they still. You know how much of a following if people still watch the mainstream media? Like they
fucking
think
all
they got
media-
it.
All
They
media
think
is
they
owned
got
by
it.
fucking 5 companies.
Yeah, and all of them are indoctrinated by the CIA.
But that's where they're probably thinking we're good.
Did you guys know that Anderson fucking Cooper did an internship in the CIA? I feel like I've talked about it
we
before.
definitely
Mhm.
probably a few times, but it just goes to show.
How do you get into the CIA?
I know, right?
Like, do you go to the CIA website? Is there a CIA? I'm gonna go to the CIA website and
Apply for an internship.
And they probably scroll all the way down.
Yeah,
and it's got careers.
They recruit people on college campuses.
No shit.
Yeah,
Probably because he was a good-looking fucking male, fucking white, fucking good-looking male, and they're fucking like, oh, this will be the perfect
man,
candidate.
he looks like a robot. He looks like
He
someone
does.
stretched human
Yeah.
skin over a
He looks
fucking
like a
cyborg.
robot. Let's get his ass in here. Well, he wasn't a cyborg until they fucking had to read
Until
it.
they got their hands on him and
Well,
reprogrammed his
ex-
brain.
Exactly, fucking had to stretch his skin out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's the suit, dude.
Dude, I don't know. Anderson Cooper kind of creeps me out.
A lot of those motherfuckers creep me out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, I feel like you have to sell your soul to be on the main news a
You
little
gotta sell your
bit.
soul to be on a lot of things, dude.
Yeah.
To get that kind of money.
Yeah.
Dude,
All those rappers,
man.
dude.
that fucking Rachel Maddow bitch.
Fuck. I don't even think it's really like selling your soul. You have to
Have none. That's the only way to get there.
There's a thing I saw, like Rachel Maddow makes like $30,000 a day.
Oh my god. Dude, I would take that all in pennies.
Go to the bank. How many pennies would that be?
That's like one of those.
30,000 times 100.
It's like one of those
3
things.
million pennies.
Didn't they say back in the day, like they were talking about some shit with like Bill Gates or something, and saying like if he decided to take the time to reach down and pick up a can for the 5 cents,
It was $100 bill. Or if he would have dropped $100 bill,
It'd be fucking not worth his time to bend over and pick it up.
instead of keep going.
That's fucking nuts.
That's fucking crazy.
that is very crazy. I want to be that rich, dog.
Yeah, could you imagine being that rich?
That's fucking
Please.
ridiculous.
I wouldn't want to be that rich because then you wouldn't know who your friends are. Because
You wouldn't have any friends, dude.
you guys be my friends. I fucking you guys come hang out at my pool. Like you'd be the only people I
you
talk
can't
to.
live with me. You have to go back to your shitty apartment when you're done.
Dude,
Can't use my shower.
if I ever for some reason like won the lottery, like for us 3 being in this together, we all like if any 3 of us win the lottery, I would split all 3 of us. We're gonna live it big someday.
I don't ever play the lottery.
Me neither. So
Yeah,
we're probably
same.
not gonna win the lottery.
You have to
but-
play the lottery to win the
Right,
lottery.
exactly.
Dude, when we start making money off this podcast, guys,
That's
listen,
the lottery.
we can start buying lottery tickets.
I feel like that'd already be winning the lottery is making money off the podcast.
Pretty
Making
much.
a living off the podcast.
All right, someone donate some money and say this is for lottery tickets. That's and we're not gonna lie and take the money. We're gonna use it. Trust me. We're gonna bet it on the
We should make
lottery.
a GoFundMe for just lottery tickets.
The profit from this podcast right now can officially buy 2 lottery tickets a month.
Yes.
2 $1 scratch tickets.
Oh, we could buy 8 $1 scratch tickets.
Yes.
Yeah, people at home, just remember
Oh,
to
God,
mention
we're
to
all
us
on
with the money you decide to donate, whether in bags of cans or straight up cash, like we will buy lottery tickets. Don't you worry.
No, we won't.
Dude, that's what, you know what? Like for the local support, we should be asking just for fucking everyone's cans, you know? Let's go around
Yeah.
instead of, we'll tell all our friends, hey, you might not want to go onto the internet and donate to us. Just give us your cans.
We're talking about women's boobies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show us the cans, man.
You know how much money we could make off of that? We literally turn into like recycling, like a recycling company.
So what we do,
like a set.
we get some very good looking ladies.
I'll be like cans for cans.
People come and bring
Have you
us their
seen-
cans, and we have ladies who will flash them if they bring like over like
Yeah.
$100.
Exactly.
I saw a thing on Reddit, I think the other day. It was like girls, it was at some festival and they're like, flash for shots or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like flashing dudes if they bought them shots.
Okay.
One way to get fucked up on spring break, I guess.
I get them the
Right.
cheapest motherfucking thing y'all can get.
Nothing.
Here's a
A
shot.
water. Here's a shot of water.
Get a pickleback and be like,
Yeah.
here's a shot of pickle juice and like take a shot of whiskey and just
Yes.
walk away.
Yes.
That's
Sounds
fucking
That's
nutty.
a fucking awesome idea.
Dude, I like to,
We should go and I really want to go to the bars and do that shit now.
I always do shots where I'll fucking like I lost in pool the other night to Stoner. So I made sure to get one shot that was filled with water and just a splash of Fireball just to give it some color. But I don't know why. It's the dumbest little thing. But I just like watching people take a shot of water thinking it's weird. I don't know why it's my dumb. I still buy him the shot. Like I have the shot waiting, but I tell the bartender and I just have it hidden for a second. No, none of them ever. It never gives you the reaction you think you'd get. Like it's never the funniest thing in the world. It isn't, but it's just
Hey,
like,
dude, just do a straight shot of lemon juice.
oh fuck.
God, I would hate someone if they did that to me.
That'd be like one of those things like you just throw up. That's like isn't there a thing where if you say if you give someone it's either if you give someone a glass of water and it's actually milk or something, or you give them a glass of milk and say it's actually water. There's something where like they said there's been so many results where people just it's a natural thing, a part of your brain to just throw up. Like you just throw up because it's something with the milk or the something just makes you puke. I don't know. Look it up.
I don't know. Look into it.
You're fucking jabronis. I'm not looking into it. Fuck that. I already looked into it.
All right, so what's next?
So there's not a whole lot left to go on, but I wanted the whole reason that like I was inspired to do this episode is because on September 12th, 2019, RFK Jr. posted on his Instagram, and it caught traction on Twitter.
Shit, that was September 12th.
Yeah.
My God.
He posted that the man who really killed his father passed away the day before, September 11th, 2019. Thane Eugene Cesar. So Cesar was a part-time security guard for just a few months before getting called up last minute. So it was like last minute. He wasn't scheduled to do it or anything like that. There's last minute. Hey, you're going to protect and personally be the personal escort for RFK. That was his job. He was the personal escort for him. His previous job was working for Robert A. Maheu, or M-A-H-E-U, Maheu, Robert A. Maheu, maybe, in Los Angeles. Who is Robert Maheu? He's a fucking CIA agent who defended OSS agents and mafia members. And he was also on the debate team with Edward Bennett Williams, who was a lawyer with an outrageously recognizable clientele list. He represented Frank Sinatra, Hugh Hefner, like all those old time Vegas Hollywood guys.
Interesting.
And it's just RFK Jr. Said that Cesar, whatever, however the fuck this guy pronounces it, waited in the kitchen until his father was done speaking, and then led him straight to Sirhan.
Right.
He was holding onto his right arm the entire time.
So do you think he shot him?
You remember how one of the gunshot wounds was in the right armpit? So Cesar is standing behind him, holding onto his right arm,
Guiding him where to go.
So they're facing away. So he's at we'll say like a 45-degree angle facing Sirhan with his left side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Sirhan's to his left side. All the gunshot wounds are to the right side of the body. And there's a suspicious CIA guy holding on to his right arm, who were not fans of the Kennedys, who was behind the death of JFK.
The guy who he used to work for was the guy that. So let me get this straight, because I think we crossed more paths than this, but I think I'm wrong here. But he's the guy that used to work for a guy that worked with a guy.
Cesar. He worked with Robert Maheu.
Right. Okay.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
Worked with Maheu.
Who he was friend, like he just went to like this weird, what the fuck was college, like the Unity of the Cross College, with this guy who ended up representing
all the people that
like
hated
mafia
the Kennedys.
people, like mafia
the
people.
people who hated the Kennedys.
The Robert Maheu guy personally represented and defended OSS members and mafia members.
Yeah. So yeah,
so his last job before he was supposed to protect a Kennedy was working for a guy, or with a guy that would probably want the Kennedys dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Which crazier than fuck. It's one of those things. I think it's basically another Kurt Cobain case. There's too much evidence, and just people are just stupid as fuck.
Well, Cesar admitted originally to having his gun drawn, which was also a .22 caliber weapon.
Right.
which is weird for an armed security guard to be carrying a 22.
Right.
Really
Interesting.
fucking weird. Even at that time, really
Well, it's
fucking
weird. I
Literally
forgot that it said he had his gun drawn too.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah, because
make-
back in the day they used like a 38 special or something
Yeah.
like that.
snub nose revolvers.
Yeah,
How does
38.
that? It just
yeah.
is weird how that shit does not get out though. How would it not get out that the official report was? And people, I feel like with Kennedy, I feel like people would be smart enough to look into that.
It's just the squeaky wheel gets the attention,
Bro,
dude. It's whoever's screaming the loudest.
The brown guy in the room.
The-
They needed
yeah,
a
that's-
really,
yeah,
they
exactly.
needed a
Literally
really
what it
brown
was.
guy in the room.
And then they probably were like, then like fucking probably a couple months later, something else happened. You know, just
Right.
that's how it happened.
Something
dude.
something probably happened a couple days later. Like
Who knows?
read all about it in the
Exactly.
news. Kennedy's dead, but that was like 2 days
That's
ago.
old news now.
Read all about this. Are your
Yeah.
kids safe vaping? You know.
But yeah, no, I mean for real though, this guy had a 22 caliber weapon. What
Mhm.
like the odds of them having the exact same caliber of weapon? He admitted to having it drawn, but then he later like retracted the state or like recanted it. Like, oh no, that's not what I said, or I must have just said that under the pressure of what was going on, shit like that. But then he goes and sells his gun.
Right.
So he tells the police that he had a 22, he had it pulled. Then he tells the police that he told the police later that he sold it months prior to the assassination, after already admitting that he had his 22 in his hand when RFK was shot.
And then said he already sold it. Or
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I wasn't in possession of that
Right.
gun at that time."
And then they fucking go and track down the dude.
The dude moved to the Philippines.
I thought they tracked down the dude and he had to still have the receipt and shit. And it said that he fucking sold it to him like
A week after the shooting.
a week
Yeah.
after the shooting kind of shit.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, but that Cesar moved to the Philippines after
Oh,
this.
did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
unironically,
right.
just. But so one thing that also happened, which proves that Cesar was right behind Bobby Kennedy, probably the guy that fucking shot him, is Bobby Kennedy, when he was shot, pulled off his clip-on tie when he fell to the ground.
Bobby Kennedy pulled off his clip-on tie.
Yeah, he had a clip-on tie for his work uniform, and when Bobby Kennedy was falling, he pulled off his clip-on tie. So when he was shot in the back, he turned around and grabbed to not fall, grabbed his tie, ripped it off.
Who?
Wait,
Cesar?
oh,
Cesar's, yeah.
Cesar's clip-on tie.
Really?
Yeah,
That's really
and
interesting.
then he was holding onto it when they took the picture, like when the press got in and took pictures of him. He was holding onto the tie still, and they fucking edited the tie out of it, the original, the
Wow.
release photo. So they're already fucking editing the footage of what
Right.
happened in that time.
Oh, definitely, yeah. My mom had a back in the day, dude, because she did like dark room photos and shit like that, like back when I was a kid and shit. And like, dude, she had this machine where she could fucking. It was like a machine where she could fucking. It was like Photoshop back in the day. She could like. It was this green machine. I don't know how the fuck she did it, but she could like make pimples disappear and shit, like wrinkles, everything, dude. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, it's fucking. They just
Dude.
removed the piece of evidence that placed the shooter. Like it's nuts.
In the news too, like that's
And then mass
So-
released it in the news when back in the day they were talking times when you had to use an encyclopedia. You had to go to the library and use an encyclopedia unless you wanted to
Right.
spend $900 to have an updated one at your house.
Right. Fuck that.
dude, it's fucked up. That's crazy as hell. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I keep thinking, how the hell do they even get away with this and stuff? But then I just look at even today, and I'm like, they're still just getting away with shit from the media. Like it's like obvious. It's like, dude, they literally could do whatever. It's gonna catch up to them, but they're gonna be dead before it catches
Yeah.
up to them. Like they're gonna be dead, they're gonna die, and then all this shit's gonna come out. Maybe, probably even not.
Nope.
It never does. It
Yeah.
keeps it turns into an old thing. Like, you know how much evidence there is the way that our government, including the Kennedys, like the one person who worked for Kennedy, what Michael, you shared it. The operation, what was it? Dogwood?
Northwood.
Where they came up to Kennedy and said, Yo! Was it Northwood?
Yeah.
Hey.
I almost missed it. I wasn't really paying attention.
I wasn't either.
Yo, that's dope.
A couple of dogwood flowers.
Yeah, and I said Dogwood first. Imagine if neither of us said it either afterwards. Operation Dogwood. Fuck yeah.
It's also gonna count Mockingbird
Oh.
or Mockingjay.
Dude,
That was Mockingbird.
that's crazy. That's
I was gonna
that's
mix
a
that
kind of a tough one. I can't believe it. But yeah, so fucking the Dogwood, the guy said, "Yo, Kennedy, let's kill our own people to fucking,
that's
start
been-
a war and shit."
That's
And
been a tactic
Kennedy
for
said
fucking
no.
Ever,
And
dude.
didn't it say in there the guy got fired? Or such
Oh, no, the Joint Chief of Staff did it.
They didn't go through with it, right?
No.
Yeah, it's all about the
Anyways.
circus, my dude.
Cheers, dude. Northwood. Oh god. Fuck.
I thought it was gonna be way
Jesus
better than
Christ.
the Black Velvet.
Oh god, what was
dude?
it?
Oh god, that was horrible.
Sagram's dead.
God, I want to punch you. I want to fucking fight right now, dude. Oh my god, dude. Fucking hell.
I also
Not
overplayed
sponsored
those
by
really bad.
Seagrams.
Jesus
Christ.
So I need to get one of those nipples, like those bottle nipples.
Yeah, just
I have a really heavy hand when I pour alcohol. I don't know.
Oh my god, that taste doesn't go away, dude.
Yeah, that was
Jesus
bad,
Christ.
dude.
Sagram's the taste that lingers.
the taste of shit.
Jesus
Old
Christ.
number.
Sad.
I think it would have been better if I was prepared for that. And I didn't know. I was thinking even Black Velvet is better than that.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be better, but it was not.
No, it was bad.
It was really bad.
That was really bad.
I feel it in my nose still.
right.
I don't know. I've been gurgling with fucking
with
You've been what?
hydrogen peroxide.
I've been gurgling.
hydrogen peroxide, dude, and that shit makes your throat burn, dude.
Is that what it is? Gurgling?
Gargling.
Gargling. That's what it is. I was like, I don't even know the word.
What up? It's
bro.
your boy Mike out here gurgling.
I'm gurgling, dude. Yo, spit that juice in my face. I'd be gurgling it. But dude, fucking that's crazy. This shit's just fucking. It's like if everyone would just understand, if the whole nation would go back and look back into all this shit, we'd revolt. I feel like if the majority,
Well,
even
it's
like
just everyone's too busy fighting over who's a Democrat and who's a Republican.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
And it's like-
So
Right.
I got a question though. How do you think they found this dude?
Just
I
like
mean-
off the fucking logs and shit like that, like off fucking
I feel like there weren't a lot of Palestinian immigrants in LA at the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty easy target.
and you think
They were just like, we can paint this whole story about how.
So he was at the rally a couple days before. How did he get into that position where he was in the same hotel?
It was just open to the public, open to the supporters. It was a victory speech, is what it was, because he had just won the delegate, or not the delegate, the nomination in South Dakota and California. He just happened to be in California at the time.
Yeah. And so he gets let in there by this lady
in the polka dot dress, and then all of a sudden he's fucking getting
strangled by fucking 6 guys. It's his story, right?
He doesn't remember anything from being there to being in a cop car.
well, and
Right.
you think
But
about
he's they say that he claims to have super pacifist beliefs and all this shit, and he's just accepts the fact that he was found there, or he was there with a gun. He just accepts it even though he doesn't remember it.
He's like, I probably blacked
Yeah.
out or something. Dude.
Yeah.
hypnotist, honestly, dude, and it's proven because he's such a small guy. Like us three, we're very big, tall men who obviously could not be hypnotized because we are strong and big.
probably
And
be
he is a small
I
guy.
get hypnotized by booty all the time.
dude all the time, man.
Y'all got nice booties. Hit
Like,
me up
that
on
booty
Instagram.
got me hypnotized.
Does anyone ever think that a guy just looking at booty or something and I'm just saying like I'm always trying to be a respectful guy. Like I'm never gonna like get caught looking at someone's. It just seems to be like I don't want to creep because I watch the other people who can't help it, who just see it from their peripherals. You just see their head turn, like it's coming, and I'm just like. But is that a thing that's just in our DNA?
It's definitely DNA.
Dude. I mean, staring at a nice butt makes your blood flow change in your body. So yeah, it's probably in your DNA.
Dude, it's all
because cats react to fucking cucumbers and pickles or whatever. Like fucking, we react to fucking women's booties.
Good comparison, I guess. I don't know.
Explain why cats are so fucking afraid of fucking
cucumbers?
Because they're
That's
snakes.
just so funny though.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
I love those videos where just like plops next to him and the cat just jumps.
Bam. Hell yeah.
It's like you're watching a video of a cat and just fucking a cucumber lands next to it and the cat just goes fucking crazy. Does that thing where it jumps up so high that its front legs come down first.
Dude.
That shit fucking kills me. But yeah, about this whole scenario with RFK, it blows my fucking mind that all the science and factual evidence in this case got thrown out the window.
Oh, dude.
It literally got thrown out.
It's literally like they didn't investigate it at all.
Investigate it at all. Like think about the fucking back in the day. You had Sherlock Holmes, a fictional character. You don't think people were writing like mystery novels and shit that made people start to get smarter and think? Like people back then, I think were dumb in some aspects, but I think in something like that, they would be able to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily dumb. I think more ignorant.
Ignorant would be.
Yeah,
I think we're ignorant today. It's the same shit today.
I just think today, dude, we have more we're able to communicate together more, but dude, I think they
we're
were
able to
smarter
communicate
back in the
too
day,
much.
dude, because
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
We're able to communicate too much.
I think we're stupid now, dude. That we don't have to fucking go and look shit up, dude. We can just
I don't think it's that we can communicate too much. I think it's that we're able to distract.
I just think there's too much end fighting.
We're able to distract each other instead of the media distracting it. Like we're able to go into social media and distract everyone on our friends list with something instead of looking at the truth.
Pics.
I just feel like back in the day there were two options. If you disagreed with someone, you could either hash it out, talk about it, or you could fight about it.
No.
Like fist fight about it. Nowadays it's like you disagree with someone, you just try to get more people to like your comment on their Facebook post.
Though.
I just think there's too much. There's more end fighting now than there was back,
can't we do
societal wise.
anymore?
Like back in the day, they had the rumbles and shit.
Right. And everybody just wants to shoot each other, dude, especially in Waterloo.
Yeah, dude, fuck shooting somebody.
Man,
What's the point?
I'll shoot you with my fistles.
Shoot you with my iron fist.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I just don't get it. I don't get like just the societal. Even non-political wise, just you were born on the other side of town. I hate you now.
Dude,
it's like so fucking
dude,
stupid.
especially the east and the west out here, dude.
Oh my god, so dumb.
Oh my god,
This shit's always annoyed the fuck out of me. That's why I just don't go to that town.
Oh man, it's so bad. It's like, dude, y'all like 3 towns. Cedar Falls, Waterloo, but you're all one town.
Yeah,
y'all retarded as fuck.
this doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just never understood like end fighting in general. It's just like end fighting is like being like fighting without a fucking point. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Because of their fucking ego, dude.
It's just like there's no point in fucking arguing if you don't believe what you're saying. Like you're just arguing to argue. Like that shit's fucking stupid. Like there's gonna be no progress made from the argument. There's this fucking stupid as well. There's no fucking point in it. That's why that's where my brain works. Where if there's nothing that's gonna be gained out of this argument, I'm not gonna fucking have it.
Hell no, I'm just gonna fucking walk away from that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on my own merry fucking
you're
way.
Fucking, dude, if you can't fucking change somebody's brain and you know you can't, dude, fuck you, dude. I'm out.
Yeah, like if someone's opinion after this conversation doesn't change, then there's no point in having this conversation. Peace, I'm out. I got better things to do with my time. I could jerk off or play video games.
Dude, or both.
Yeah.
Right. Both is definitely, or playing video games while someone else jerks you off. Best to do by your best buds, you know. They know what you like.
Interesting.
Sponsored by Mike and AJ's Hand Jobs. Best hand jobs I've ever had.
Not with these
For
hands.
free.
No.
No. Maybe them fucking other ones, not these ones. work too hard to be jacking other people off other than myself.
For real though. Got calluses on my calluses. I got weird calluses though from holding a kitchen knife. It's like in like the weird, like where I don't even like jerking myself off.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
thought that was the word of the day. Like
interesting.
jerking myself
Jerking
off.
myself off.
Yeah.
Jerking with a bag full of jerkins.
Yeah, some days.
All right, everyone. Sorry about that jerking off talk, but thanks for joining us.
For the people who listened all the way to the jerking off talk, definitely liked it and also understood what we meant.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the WRK podcast, where we ask the questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows?
And maybe someday you guys can come and pay us to jerk you off.
Probably not.
I might sell you some bath water. That might be
I'll sell you bath water.
I'll
dude.
sell you some
Dude,
bath
hey, if you donate $10+ to the podcast, I'll come to your house and jerk you off. You heard it here first.
I think that's called prostitution.
I think so too, dude.
But yeah,
If you
follow us on Twitter at WRK Pod, on Instagram at WRK Podcast. Hit the Patreon, patreon.com/WRK Pod.
Yo, I got it.
Dylan won't jerk you off.
If you want to spend $15 on one of our pieces of merchandise, I might be so thankful. I might just come and jerk you off. There, it's not prostitution anymore.
As
Isn't
long,
that right?
Time out. As long as you videotape it, it's actually not prostitution.
Michael's getting,
WRK pornography.
Michael's getting stickers made. You can't buy them, but we're gonna slap them around.
Slap them around.
Maybe if you catch one of us, you know, you might get one for
Are we
free.
getting stickers made? Is that what you guys? I heard you talking about that. I was like,
Oh
fuck
shit!
yeah.
I haven't showed you. I was gonna show you them.
Oh.
Yeah. I designed them the other day.
We have an actual.
I haven't seen the second one. Did you get the second one?
Second one.
I thought you said you was gonna get the other one.
I
What's the
emailed
website?
it to the wrong person.
Oh,
That's why I said wait, don't use that one. But yeah, we're gonna get some stickers made. T-shirts in the works. I just have to figure out whether we want to sell them on our website or go to a third party.
Right.
okay.
But yeah, T-shirts in the works. So keep your eyes out, kiddos, and we'll be back with another juicy episode next week.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.